sunshine. We did have a sunrise this morning here at Radio Center. Hopefully you did too. We started the morning off a little bit on the cloudy side. And of course, yesterday we had a whole lot of clouds, a lot of fog. And last night when the temperatures dropped down below freezing, we had some slick roads out there and some accidents, quite a few of them a little bit earlier in the evening and then earlier this morning. But as things have gradually shaken out, those temperatures still hovering well below the freezing mark, but at least we've had a chance to get rid of that glare off of some of the surfaces. There are a few side roads that are still slippery, but for the most part, it's not all that bad of a day, a nice wintry day. We are going to finish the day off below normal for this time of the year when it comes to afternoon high temperatures, but our low tonight should be right around 18 degrees, so we're actually a little bit warmer. 15 is what's average for this time of the year for an overnight low. 30 is what's average for the high temperature for this time of the year. We owe all of the cooler air to a high pressure system over North Dakota. That is pushing some cooler air down over top of us, over top of the lakes. So that's why in northern Michigan, we have been looking at some snow showers, some snow flurry activity there. It looks as though that's going to continue on again and off again as we go through a good part of the day. And we're going to begin to see a few flurries around the Great Lakes Bay area as we move through the afternoon hours as well. Matthew, right now, what do you have as far as temperatures?
Currently, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 21 degrees. Over in Midland, it's cloudy, also at 21. Here at Radio Center, it's cloudy at 22 degrees. We have northwest winds at 13 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.40, and it's rising.
We're not anticipating the winds to pick up all that more as we go through the afternoon, but clouds will be moving in once again, thickening as we go into the later afternoon and the evening hours. Tonight, it is going to be mostly cloudy. We'll have a north breeze, but it'll be just, you won't really be able to feel it under 5 miles per hour tonight. Sun will set this evening at right around 5:52. It'll rise tomorrow morning at 7:48. The chances of seeing a sunset, not good. The chances of seeing a sunrise tomorrow morning, not good at all. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at partly cloudy, but I think mostly cloudy skies. It'll be a thinner layer of clouds to start the day off tomorrow. Temperatures will try to warm up, but will still be a little bit below normal as far as our afternoon high goes. Looking for a high temperature of about 28 tomorrow. Clouds will be thickening, especially later in the afternoon tomorrow. And the best chance of seeing any precipitation tomorrow will be close, if not after midnight. And it will take the shape of some snow and also some freezing rain. We're keeping our eye on the projected pathway of the low pressure system, which is currently in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to move rather rapidly into Wyoming late tonight and early tomorrow morning, and then scoot to the east and southeast. So the chances of that low pressure affecting our weather here is it kind of decreased a little bit when it comes to strength of the system. It's going to be very fast moving, and it is going to be moving through the Tennessee Valley. So the chances of its pathway cutting through the Ohio River Valley a little bit further to the north aren't as good as far as what we had thought originally yesterday. So as a result, that's good news as far as travel is concerned. You're not going to have major issues on Thursday morning. You still will, in some spots, have some problems getting to go where you want to go because of ice or a thin layer of snow, which is going to cause a slow go. But I don't think you're going to have a major problem at all as far as transportation. Again, all the activity will kick off right around midnight on Wednesday night, early morning hours on Thursday. It'll be a messy start to the day on Thursday, especially in the southern sections of the lower peninsula. Central portions, we're going to be looking at a mix of some snow and some freezing rain. So that is going to be in the forecast for us overnight on Wednesday night and early morning hours on Thursday. Northern Michigan, you're going to be looking at just plain old snow. I'm not looking for any major accumulations of snow out of this system. And as we go through the afternoon hours on Thursday, we're going to be up in the mid to upper 30s for a high. 37 is what I'm looking at for a high on Thursday. Then Thursday night, we'll drop right back down with partly cloudy skies. That'll allow the cool air to filter in once again. 19 is going to be our low on Thursday night. Then Friday, partly cloudy skies, upper 20s for a high. More in the way of clouds on Friday night, 18 for a low. Then moving into Saturday, the next system will be affecting our weather. We're going to be looking at temperatures of about 28, 29 degrees with a very good chance of snow moving in Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Saturday night, after a high of about 28, will only drop down to 20. Low pressure system, I firmly believe this one is going to be over southern Illinois later in the day on Saturday and Saturday night, which is going to cause a pretty good chance of snow for us in the Great Lakes Bay region late in the afternoon on Saturday, Saturday night. But on Sunday, whatever precipitation there will be on Saturday will be gone. We're looking at 32 for a high on Sunday with mostly cloudy skies, 15 for a low on Sunday night. Then moving into the work week next week, cloudy skies, 28 for a high. How does all of this translate? Well, basically what we're looking at is below average temperatures to take us all the way through the 17th of the month, looking at precipitation values to be slightly above. So coming up, the warmest day right now, as it appears, is going to be Thursday, and that'll be after the low pressure system has gone by us. I think the low, it's going to break up into two low pressures, both of them relatively weak. One is going to be moving a little bit closer to the Tennessee Valley. The other is going to split off and move up through Wisconsin into the Upper Peninsula. That low pressure system is what's going to usher in some warmer temperatures as we go through the day on Thursday. But once it advances to the east of Michigan, it is once again going to bring some colder air down over top of us because of that counterclockwise circulation, and the low will be to the east. What are we looking at as far as record high on this day? Well, it was 50 degrees and originally set back in 1991 and tied in 2019. The record low of 17 below zero was set way back in 1918. And a year ago today, our high was 46 and our low was 23. Kind of an interesting scenario as far as February of last year goes. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that February of last year was a record-breaking month. We had some of the warmest days ever in recorded history in the month of February. As a matter of fact, in February of last year, we had at least 2 days of 70 degrees and warmer as we moved through the months. We broke a lot of record highs. I think I can recall somewhere around 7 or 8 record high temperatures a year ago in February. So very warm months. Doesn't look like we're going to have that this year. So for a lot of folks, you had it last year. Maybe you enjoyed it. Maybe you didn't. This year, if you like winter, you're going to like the month of February this year. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Abby Terwilliger from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Well, before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. Those Farmall tractors are ready to go to work for you. You know, sooner or later, things are really going to turn around and you're going to be able to start to get some work done, either around the house, the yard, or in the back 40. The Farmall tractor, well, it'll fit whatever needs you have. They have, anywhere from 30 to 140 horses in those Case IH Farmall tractors. And the folks at Weiss Equipment will pair you up with the right tractor for the job that you have. Anywhere from the value-packed Compact Farmall A to the Deluxe Compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. Remember, Can-Do comes in red, and red is Farmall tractors. Available today at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. We say good morning to Abby Terwilliger over at the Andersons. And Abby, kind of an interesting day yesterday, huh?
Yeah, and today's kind of shaping up to be the same. You know, start out pretty low and then turn around and make a major comeback. And that seems to be the path that we're on today again.
Well, any particular reason why?
I think a lot of it has to do with the talks of the tariffs and, what's going on with them. Soybeans, that's leading the way up today just on hopes that President Trump and China can make a deal on the tariffs. That's what's leading it there. Corn, South America is getting some rain, so they aren't getting their corn planted as fast for that second crop. It currently sits at 9%, where usually they're at 22%, so that could be pushing that a little bit. And then same with soybeans. It's in Brazil, they are at 9% complete instead of 16%. So definitely a little bit behind there. So a mix of weather in South America and the stuff going on politically.
Yeah, and as far as the political thing goes, I think yesterday the word was keep your eye on the headlines, because at a moment's notice, things can change. And that's what happened yesterday. We were starting off pretty soft, and then the word came out about, we're going to relax for 30 days, the tariff here and the tariff there. And the market just took off like a house of fire.
Yep. And it did. And I'm, like I said, similar today, started down low and dropped quite a bit. Now it's turned around and went up more than it was down. So good day to reach out and make sure you have if any of your orders hit. I think we hit that $10 new crop beans. But yeah, definitely something to reach out to with the market up, and make sure you are, planned where you want to be right now and selling for new crop or old crop. You
answered my question before I even ask it. Your advice to producers right now, given the fact that, and of course with overnight trading, I can't emphasize enough about working with your advisor, whoever it is, because in some cases these prices might hit the level that you're looking for overnight while you're sleeping.
That's right. I tell my guys that all the time. If they have a number in mind, let me know what it is. Even if it's a high number, it's better to have it in there than not, because if it goes off at 2 a.m., something happens, we'll never know. Not when it happens.
Yeah, no, right.
As much as I love my farmers, I don't set an alarm on my phone to wake me up if it shoots up 20 cents.
So right now on the board, what do you have, Abby?
All right, right now on the board, old crop corn $4.50, new crop $4.03, old crop soybeans $10.25, new crop $10 even, red wheat new crop $5.29, and white wheat $5.69.
You take care. Have a great day. Okay.
Thanks. You as well.
You bet. Abby Terwilliger over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein, your name is a lot easier to pronounce. Market report brought to you by the folks at Ed Raymond & Sons. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's, Red Wing Shoes and Boots, Stormy, Cromer accessories, all available right now at Ed Raymond's. And I'll tell you, they are fully stocked down there. Had a chance to stop by the store yesterday. 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open 7 days. Check them out at edraymond's.com. Also, the Market Report brought to you by Krizak's House Family Restaurant. Got to supply the food for an event coming up? Not a problem. 989-894-5531. That's the number. You want to reserve a table for an event coming up, or just to dine in? Well, you can do that too. Use that same number, 989-894-5531, because not only will you be a hero at your event if they prepare the food, but they're a great place to dine in as well. Great atmosphere. Corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south end, Krizak's House. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning.
What do you think?
Oh, what another wild day today.
Yeah, that's what I'm gathering.
Crude oil was down like $2.50 this morning. Now it's down 40 cents. So I guess that was I don't know, whatever, some sort of bounce coming off the jobs report. Job openings was less than expected. So maybe justifies at least the 2 interest rate cuts they were hoping for this year. We'll see about that. Food stocks continue to be tough. ADM hit a new low today. ConAgra hit a new low today. Hershey hit a new low today. Pepsi had their earnings, and they were not too exciting, and so they're down about $6 today. Estee Lauder, you're getting hit for a bunch today, and not a new low, but they're getting pounded. On the new high side, Walmart new high, Kroger new high, so their business is okay. What else? Palantir hit a new high today, and that's one of Trump's buddies. Something to do with AI in the defense industry. So, who knows? They're $104 a share. Nobody wanted them at 16 a year ago, and now they're 104. So, everybody wants them when they're hot.
Well, this AI thing is something else. I mean,
Yeah,
anything that's got AI in front of it, everybody's looking.
You kind of reminds you of when so-and-so corporation got a website, like General Motors, when they got a website back in 2000 or something, stock went up $20-$30 a share, and you went, it's a website, who cares?
Yeah.
It just was a incredible, I don't want to say a bubble, but it was kind of like a bubble.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, if you were there to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it was exciting times. There ain't no doubt about it. Dominion had their earnings out, and they said that offshore wind was getting a little bit more expensive than they anticipated. Well, there's a news flash for you. When the government's not paying the subsidies to build those offshore thingies, well, I don't know.
It's a little expensive, doesn't it?
Yeah. So their stock is getting down. And Pfizer had their earnings, and they were okay, but the market still doesn't like them much. Oh, I know who had earnings. Merck had earnings. They got hammered today, down $10. So they did hit a new low for the year at 89. So anyway, so here's your numbers. The March corn, 495.5, up 6 3/4. September corn, 470, up 3 3/4. The March soybeans, 1069 3/4, up 11.5. September soybeans, 1069 1/4, up 6 3/4. The March wheat, 570 1/4, up 3.5, and September wheat, 606, up 2. The crude oil, 72.76, down 40 cents. Heating oil, 243.73, down 2.8 cents. Gasoline, 209.29, down 2.5 cents. Natural gas is 327 1/4. That is down 8 cents. Over to currencies. Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.4313 Canadian. That's down 115 ticks. The dollar buys 154.51 yen. That's down 24 ticks. The euro's at 103.86, up 42 ticks. The dollar's kind of getting sort of smashed, 107.98. That's down 100 ticks, or full penny. That's a big move. Gold is at 28.4370, up $9.80. Silver's 32.78, up 39 cents. Platinum's 10.80, up 13.70. And copper's at 435.5, up a nickel.
You have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
You bet. Doug Klein, over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed dealer. Justin Varner, he's the guy you should be contacting. Remember, Dairyland Seed, they do carry the full line of corn and enlist soybean seed, so check them out. Dairyland Seed, they've got seed with your name on it from your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983. Where serving you is their business. Coming up next, Matthew, who do we have on deck?
Up next, we have Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance Agency.
But first, this.
I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet Ambassador with an incredible story. Some of you might remember that back in 1998, we advertised an extended cab pickup for $244 a month, and we leased everyone we had or could get our hands on. Well, can you believe that today, 27 long years later, you can lease a Silverado for as little as $225 a month? Only today's pickup is a crew cab with a full-size back seat, not an extended cab. It also has power seats, dual heated seats, heated steering wheel, lane change assistance, forward collision alert, all of that and more for $19 less, just $225 a month. And right now at Cook's Ambassador, you'll find loads of Chevy Blazers from $301 and the all-new award-winning 2025 Equinox from just $303 a month. Get out today to Cook Chevrolet M15 Top of the Hill Ambassador.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease. 10,000 miles per year, $2,000 cash down plus tax. Call or visit us on the web at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. This note, Michigan potato producers are encouraged to vote on a program change. They're going to have the opportunity to vote to decide whether to accept the proposed amendment to the Michigan Potato Industry Commission. Tim Boring with the Michigan Department of Agriculture says that the referendum started yesterday and will go through the 14th of February. Petitions signed by potato producers were submitted to the department last October, requesting the proposed amendment to the program, including an assessment cap increase up to 9.5 cents per hundredweight on potatoes grown in the state. Per the statute, this only involves growers with 20 or more acres in the production of potatoes. So if you fit that category, might be a good idea to vote. If you have not received a referendum vote, you might want to contact the Michigan Department of Agriculture on that. Along with us, Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Craig, let's talk a little bit about some of those outside barns and older buildings.
Yes, good morning, Terry. That's been a topic of conversation lately as we've been meeting with folks. A lot of farms do have older buildings. Maybe they're not being utilized anymore, and perhaps you still have insurance coverage on it. With the way pricing's going and the interest of looking to save some dollars, maybe that's one of the things you look at in considering either taking the coverage off that barn or maybe reducing it down to just cleanup costs if something were to happen. Of course, the question you have to ask yourself too is, would I want that barn back if something happened to it, or would I want something different? And you could say the same thing for a rental house. We've all bought farms and the house came with it that we didn't want, so maybe we need to look at those as well.
And the other thing too that would concern me is the possibility of somebody going into that building not invited.
Right. That's always a concern too. You get somebody wandering in and into the building and ultimately getting hurt, whether they're invited or not. Somehow you can still get dragged into a lawsuit. So that would be another thing to consider on those. The liability will always be there on the property, but maybe you don't need the coverage on the building anymore.
Okay. Good advice. Craig, you take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Okay.
That sounds good, Terry. Thanks.
Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Let's take a look and see what's going on in New York right now. Teresa DeVoe over at Baird & Company joining us this morning. Teresa, as volatile a market today?
A little calmer today. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 49 points at 44,471, 305 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 230 at 19,622, 502 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 361.84, up 29, Deere 474.09, up 7.04, CMS Energy 6601 down 47. Dow 3852 up $1.14. DuPont 7704 up 96. Corteva 6536 up 75. General Motors 4848 up 58. Trinzio 410 up 15. Walmart 100.37 up 84. Huntington Bank 1701 up 17. Independent Bank 3582 up 44, and AT&T at 2434 up 9 cents.
Thank you very much, Teresa. Have a good one.
You as well.
I will. Teresa DeVoe over at Baird and Company. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts, very competitive prices for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, Monday through Friday, they're open till 11 o'clock at night. We'll be right back. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Late yesterday afternoon, the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry voted unanimously to advance Brooke Rollins to be the Secretary of Agriculture. She's now going to be considered by the full U.S. Senate. The wheat growers, along with a lot of other commodity groups, are encouraging that she be named Secretary of Agriculture, and hopefully the Senate will move quickly to get her confirmed, as quick as possible, according to the quote that we saw. Also released yesterday afternoon, a series of agricultural prices with products that's based here in Michigan. Probably the one that jumped out at me the most was the milk price. We don't talk about it all that much, but the milk price as of the end of the year was at $23.30 a hundredweight. That's down from November, but up from December of last year. And we'll go through some of the other prices too in upcoming programs. That's it. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around for that. Now we conclude our program with a playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.